Hello, Austintown, and welcome to Who's News, where we look at individuals, organizations, clubs, anything in Austintown that is of interest to the people in Austintown. My name is Ken Carano, and I'm your host for the Who's News. And today, do we have a winner? I mean, a fantastic. He's half my age, but I'll tell you that this man has done so much in Austintown and kept up such a tradition that I'm so proud to be here. Our guest today is Mr. Bill Klein. And Bill is the vocal music director here at Austintown Fitch High School, and certainly the director of the most fantastic concert choir, and I think in Ohio and maybe in the tri-state area.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Mr.
No, it's my pleasure. And please do me a favor today. Call me Ken. That says you're an old man now.
This is true.
We'll enjoy ourselves. You know, we have so much in common in a different era. Because I was in charge of the speech and debate and stuff like that. And we have the same problems at times that you do with your concert and so on. But let's first find out who Bill Klein is. Okay, who is Bill Klein?
Well, I graduated from Fitch in 2008. Davis Elementary, that's no longer there, and then Austintown Middle School, that is no longer there. So I have concerns about Fitch. I hope that you stay right here.
Well, they tried to get rid of it. They tried to build a new one.
It's like every school I graduate from is gone. 2008, I was in the Fitch band for 4 years, and I went on to YSU, got my bachelor's in music. And then was lucky enough to be able to land a student teaching position here in Austintown with Kay Williams and Craig Carson. Mrs. Williams retired. Mr. Carson moved up to Fitch, and I just kind of nestled into Austintown Middle School in 2012, and here we are.
You know what? There are times I really believe, because I understand how that works, that somebody is doing something in your favor to put you in the right place at the right time.
Especially in music.
Yes, because it's so independent.
Right. It's hard for music educators to find a gig, but to find a gig doing what your discipline is, choral, instrumental, orchestral, whatever, in your home district, I mean, it was a perfect storm.
Oh, that's great. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening from the past that's going to happen in the future here because of the people there, because I knew all the people you're talking about, and they were successful, but everyone continued to carry that success to the point. And I have to give you this, and I'm speaking for all of Austintown, the success of what you do here at Fitch High School. The kids are phenomenal. The choir is phenomenal. But more importantly, you have a very strong concern for the ability to be able to take them when they're asked to come to a club or organization to entertain and so on. And that is the greatest publicity that Fitch High School ever gets.
It's important to expose the kids for performances and to involve the community with choral music, especially right now. You know, we haven't had traditional singing in a year and a half, and now we can. So that's really important. But even before the pandemic and everything, when people call us for performances, it's almost we're not concert choir in any of the groups. They're not show choirs or service choirs. So if there's a Christmas party or a holiday party or a dinner or something like that, it's almost our responsibility to be there and to entertain. It's not always easy. It's laborious on the kids sometimes because they'll have 2-3 gigs in a day, but they do it, and it's because they know this is my job. I'm in the vocal music department at Fitch. This is what I have to do.
But I'll tell you, the other thing is that I don't know if it was you with the success of the choir itself, but in the old days, it was difficult to get students out of school to go to different shows. And there are times you do 3 shows a day someplace else. So I think the Board of Education and our administration has realized how important that you advertise Fitch High School, Austintown local schools.
Yeah,
so it's good.
And they're all the central office and the administration at Fitch. And when I was at AMS, they're so supportive of the kids because they know if it's during the school day performance, the kids, they have to have an over 70% in all their classes. If it's a test day, they don't go. And if their teacher says, no, you can't go because we're learning a new theory in math or we're doing a lab in chemistry, they don't go. So there's this kind of collaboration with me, my colleagues, administration, and if we have a performance at Park Vista for Christmas time and 45 kids can go, great. Sometimes only 20 can go. Great, it's okay. Well, we have a really good relationship with making sure that the kids balance what we do, their academics, and everyone is so supportive.
I'm going to laugh at this because I've been through some of those things that you have. And people have to understand, this man has to be Mr. Socialite, Mr. Personality Plus, to be able to deal with other teachers and their classes and who dare take your student out of my class. I think it's not an easy task. It is not. And especially the more because of your success, you're getting more and more people wanting you to do that.
Right.
It was sort of terrible during the early time of the virus and so on.
Yeah.
Did you have virtual classes and that sort of thing?
At the end of 2020, so from it was actually March 13th, we were on stage rehearsing. Would have been 8th period, and one of my students, I'll never forget her. Her name is Alexis Eisenwine. She was standing in the middle of the stage, and she said, "Mr. Klein, we can't be on stage right now. We can't have gatherings with more than 50 people." And there were 52 kids in the choir at that time. And I said, "What are you talking about?" And it was right at the end of the day, and that was our last rehearsal. And it was so weird. So we had a virtual choir from March to May, and it was okay. We made it work. We tried to sing on Zoom. It was a disaster.
I sing in the shower. We could sing anywhere.
Yeah, you could. And I told the kids that just because we're not in room 35 or in the concert hall, you can sing at home. So it was just we made it work. We made it work.
Let's talk about the whole program here. How does a student get in to your class?
Freshmen can get in right off the bat. If they sing with Mrs. Cowan at the middle school, they just would come in. Boys would go to men's chorus and girls would go to girls' chorus. And that's kind of an odd paradigm because from 5th grade to 8th grade, they're singing in a mixed ensemble, so boys and girls.
Oh.
So they come to Fitch and they're split up.
Yes.
So we can really hone in on,
Let's
on
do
the
that
boy-boy.
again. Because people think it's all one thing. It is not.
Right.
Okay,
right.
so I'm coming in as a freshman, and you have two organizations, the female one and the male one.
Right.
Okay, and now obviously they're put in there. Do they have to try out?
For the freshman ensembles, they don't have to, because I think it's important that if you want to sing, there should be an ensemble that you can go to that I can just sing. I don't want to be in the top groups. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to go and sing, and that's what those groups are for.
Yes.
And they also, especially for the freshman boys coming in, their voices are changing. It's a mess. So,
no one ever thinks of that. That is something.
It's hard.
True.
They're singing and they squeak, and we laugh about it because we all know, and men's chorus, at some point, you're gonna squeak. It is what it is. So that ensemble is really good. You're just surrounded by guys.
Okay.
And who are all going through or have gone through the same thing. Same thing with freshman girls chorus. You don't really hear young girls' voices changing, but they are. All of a sudden, I can't sing as high as I used to, or I can't sing as low as I used to. So those weird things are happening. So when they're in a single gendered ensemble, it allows for a little more comfortability. And then when you go up to the higher level ensembles.
Okay, what happens? I'm in my freshman in these things now. Now, are there people from upper class that are in both of the male and the female?
They can, yeah.
Okay.
They act as leaders, and here's what happened when my voice was changing, and here's how I got through it.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to women's chorus, which is for sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And here's how that audition process works, and here's what I did to audition the first time, and I didn't get in. So here's what you should do to be successful the first time. Women's chorus is that's just for females, of course, but it's for sophomores, juniors, and seniors. It's an audition-only ensemble.
And where do I go from there?
From women's chorus, you can stay there for your entire choral career, or from women's chorus or from men's chorus, you can audition for the top group, which is concert choir, and that's a mixed group. So that's soprano, alto, tenor, bass, males and females. Women's chorus is a pretty tough audition. Concert choir is an even tougher audition.
Oh, yes.
You know, a lot of kids try the first time. Sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't, because it's high level and it's a tough process.
You know, that's okay. But if I'm a frustrated singer and I like singing, although I'm not good, can I stay in for 4 years?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's an ensemble for every person at Fitch, whether you want to be in the top group or whether it's like in colleges. So at Youngstown State they have university. I think it's called. It used to be called University Voices of YSU is what it's called now, and that's for any person at YSU who just wants to sing. You don't have to be in the Dana Chorale. I just want to sing. Same here with Fitch. If you just want to sing and you're a guy in men's chorus, you're a girl in girls chorus, I don't want to audition for anything. I don't want solos. I just need 40 minutes out of my day just to sing. We can do that. Or if you want to push yourself, there's a higher level ensembles too.
That is fantastic. And that is not a normal knowledge for people in Austintown, except those who went through the system itself.
Right.
That you didn't know how to do those things. I'm not going to use their names, but I know a couple of people that I deal with that I couldn't believe in the first place they went into the vocal music because, I mean, but they stayed there because the enjoyment was there and they got part of, they felt very strongly about part of Austintown Fitch High School.
Yes,
That was good.
yes.
Okay, so now you have a number of different programs that you do every year. And that you bring all of your ensembles in and so on.
Right.
And it's a normal process. Normally it's the holidays type of situations and so on. What you guys, we'll get into the veterans organizations in a little second here, but you have so many other things that you deal with. The system itself is there and you keep a lot of the people there. But let's talk about the system, about transportation and so on. It's a difficult task, but the thing is that you have to deal, and unfortunately it's you alone that has to deal with it. You have to take care of getting the buses there, getting the students there, talking to teachers and so on. But you know what? A long time ago, I think that you had some people before you that started pushing the things a little bit, make the system work.
Yes.
Because otherwise, I mean, you never know who'd show up.
Right.
You know,
right.
Now, have you ever got a point where you end up, you walk into the bus and there's 10 kids there?
when I first came to Fitch, performances, outside performances, after school hours, the kids are required to go to them. It's a part of their grade.
Grade, right.
That wasn't the case my first year at Fitch. So I would say last period of the day, okay, we have a Christmas party tonight. Who's coming? And we have a quartet coming. and I very clearly remember saying, okay, let's try again. Who's coming to the performance today? So that kind of started.
They were probably all sopranos too.
Well, you know, there are a lot of high voices. But that was again when I first came to Fitch. So the standard for what I wanted wasn't really there. You know, is it going to be the same as it was in the past and everything?
We have a lot of successful type of organizations around here in the arts. We really do.
Yeah.
And to the credit of the school system throughout the years, way back when I was teaching and until I retired and so on, I mean, art, the band, the speech and debate was the theater type of thing, and vocal music. And the success were there, and people did show up, parents especially, but obviously the families would come up to the situation. but at least the Board of Education was there when you needed them.
Right.
Although, obviously, sports are a big thing around here.
Yeah.
I mean, big time. And we get involved with some of the sports leagues itself.
Yeah.
But now, do you find a lot of the students, it's really strange how you find out later. Now, you're a young, how many years have you been teaching?
I just finished year 9, going into year 10.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you're getting to the point now where the students have left and been there, so and you find out about it. There's always a closeness there. I
Yes.
loved when you said in one of your articles you call it the Fitch Concert Choir Alumni Family.
Yeah.
And it is a family, and they all talk with each other. Now, have we gotten some successes from our really people that are in operas and different things from the.
Yeah, there's a couple that I can think of off the top of my head. There's a student, I can't remember what year he graduated, but he did some work at Youngstown State. He was in the Youngstown Connection, did some great things at Youngstown Connection. And he's in Chicago now, singing opera in Chicago. And he's doing a great job. He's coming back for our alumni concert, so we're really excited to have him. We have a student who is, she's in Pittsburgh now, I think, doing commercials, musical theater, acting and the like. We have, no, this is before, I think this would have been when Mrs. Williams was here. We had a student who was on Broadway. She went all the way to New York. Two students, actually, is a male and a female, went to Broadway in New York. We have a girl in Nashville right now. So they're all over the place.
You know, the accomplishments, it's like right here, Falcon Media, our TV studio, people who have worked here are all over the country.
Yes.
And God bless you, you're in your 9 years, but when you get into that 25 and 30,
yes,
the best part about it is the accolades they'll say about you. And they do right now.
Yes.
So I'll blow your horn. I'm not giving you a raise, but I'll blow your horn. Okay. But the thing is, the success of those particular students, as a teacher, that's our reward.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
if you stay here for 35 years, maybe someone will give you a Timex watch or something of that sort. But the accomplishments of the students are the accolades.
That's what we want to see. Go out. That's what I tell the kids when they graduate. Go out, change something, do something good, and don't forget where you came from. So when I see them doing great things, I always tell them, when you win a Tony, all I want is just say Klein. I just want my name said at the Tonys. That's all I want.
Only once?
Only one.
Okay.
That's all I care about. Just one time. That's what my name at the Tonys.
It is true. It's just so wonderful with the success. But the common ones, those people who, I mean, have left here and went into other businesses and everything else, but they always remember.
Yes.
Those particular
Always,
days.
band, choir, orchestra.
Yes.
They always remember. They always remember that stuff.
Okay, let's talk about a history that was started a while ago. Actually, I was teaching when that happened. The conference was between your predecessor, Rosemary Casher, and the gentleman who was the head of our history department, and he was a commander in the Navy. I believe it was the Navy.
Captain. Yep.
Captain. And Mal Coker. And they got together, and I still don't understand. I don't know if you know about it, how they got together with the idea of going to perform, especially for veterans in hospitals.
I think, from what I understand, Captain Coker and Miss Casher got together, and Captain Coker knew a lot of returning vets from Vietnam who were coming home. And unfortunately, when they would go into hospitals, no one would visit. They would just kind of be there, kind of existing. Specifically in wards in the hospital, so spinal injury units, traumatic brain injury units, hospice units, nursing home units, young guys and girls coming home from Vietnam or any conflicts. So Captain Coker said, we need to go do something here. We need to go entertain. And Miss Casher is military family as well. She said, yeah, and that was in 1972. So they took a trip to Norfolk. There's a Navy base down there and a hospital, and they performed. They stayed on the barracks. They stayed no hotel. They stayed right on the base, and they came back from their trip. And in 1973, they said, "Okay, let's do it again." And in 2022, we're going to Myrtle Beach. It'll be our 50th tour. There's 2 VA hospitals down in Myrtle Beach. The first time since I've been here, we're going to Myrtle Beach. And we just kept it going.
It did. As it progressed, I remember they started getting, when people started hearing about this, they started calling from other hospitals that they wanted to go to. And they really did. I can't remember all of them, but the system worked so well that it became an automatic.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It happens.
We call, we have 2 hospitals in Chicago, the Hines and the Jesse Brown VAs, the hospital in Norfolk, hospital in New Jersey, Nashville. When I call, they just know that's that group from Youngstown. They know, we're coming, and they, we do the auditorium show, but then they also know, okay, now we're going to go into the spinal injury unit, because they can't come to the big auditorium show. And you see 15 through 18-year-olds, 4 kids singing "God Bless the USA" in a room, holding a man or woman's hand who can't move or walk, or sometimes isn't even awake, and they just do it. It's absolutely remarkable, and that's, when they mention us after they leave, that's a great thing to.
Oh, sure. It's
rewarding, but to see that, just knowing, okay, you get it, they get it.
What an accomplishment on both ends. The idea that students now are seeing life and death in many cases, and performing for people that haven't had anything. I used to work way back when in a hospital as a licensed practical nurse, when they still had, everybody in one room and nobody would come and see them and so on.
Yeah.
And for them to learn this, and the accomplishments for those particular people who are there to hear this beautiful music, and students coming in and thinking about them.
Yeah.
It's got to take something to your students for the rest of their lives. For the fact that they do that.
They always remember it, especially in the hospice units. Those are tough, because sometimes our kids at Fitch are, and this has happened, are the last people these individuals see or hear or interact with, because there is no family, and it's tough, and they do a great job.
It is such an honorable thing, and especially for those particular people who serve this country, who are injured and so on, years after, in many cases. Some of them are still there. And everyone sings the praises, obviously sings the praises. But the beauty of it is that each of you who followed the lead of that in 1972 have accomplished the same tasks, which is really something else, because it's not an easy, obviously, it's not an easy task to take people out of school, take them out and go do these things. Now let's talk about here you were, we did talk about the fact that you had to skip the 1 year, the first year of the virus, because you simply couldn't do any of that stuff. But here you come back, and it was still a shaky time. You didn't know whether you could do something or else. And lo and behold, you end up going to Quantico, Virginia, to the Marine Station for the helicopters, that is the president's helicopter and so on. I have to say this, the gentleman who worked with you is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And, Ken Jacobek was a board member here. He is in the Hall of Fame of military veterans and so on, and we worked with him a lot. But he was so proud that you were there. And when you left, he got all kind of accolades because you did such a beautiful job.
Yes. Yeah.
Was it fun for them with the kids?
Oh my gosh, it was. I still remember sitting at Mr. Capozella's office, just saying, here, it was February, and I was like, I need to know what we're doing here, and I told him my plan. I said, I have it all mapped out. Here's what we're gonna do. And he said, go for it.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's great. And when he said, go for it, I said, go for it. and
let's get it specific.
Yeah, like when you say go for it, that him and Mr. Kelty were so supportive of everything. But when we got there, we got to the base, and it's a big garage. It's just a big garage, and we walked in, and there's Marine One, and it's tremendous.
I love those pictures.
Just, yeah.
That big barn, in a sense,
Oh
and
my
there
gosh.
you are with just. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, there's I mean, just Marines everywhere, but two armed Marines with just the largest weapons. I mean, you know, and
You better sing well, kids.
yeah, kinda, yeah. It's like, you know, where can I? And Mr. Jackie Beck has been there many times. He goes, you know, you can stand here, take a picture with the seal, and I'm like, okay, are you sure? Because that weapon is.
You're not quite sure where you're supposed to move or do.
Right,
I mean,
right.
this is a serious situation. in
Yeah, the helicopter's remarkable though. It's the whole that whole base was just, the kids will never forget that experience.
I mean, there you are. You carry it on to now those people who are actually serving in the military, doing their job and entertaining them.
Yeah.
We here in Austintown are a very veterans town.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the American Legion, we have the VFW, we have the Korean War veterans, we have the Marine Corps, we have the Catholic, the Polish, every other veterans, all these organizations of people who belong here, and it's something good. I always said it. I always, it was my honor to talk to them and so on. I have never served. When I wanted to get in, they said I was 10 pounds overweight. I was playing football at 10 pounds over. And when they wanted me, I was already teaching, and I never got in. But the thing is, we have something to say thank you for.
Right.
I mean, there's some people have gone there, lost their lives or their families, and leave everyone to go do this, and we didn't have to.
Right. Right.
So I'm very proud of that. And you carry on the tradition so well. Now, what are we planning? Are we getting things planned for the next year coming up?
Yeah, we're going to Myrtle Beach. It's our first time since I've been here going to Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
There's two hospitals down there that we're going to go to. We haven't made contact yet. That's usually something I work on in the summer.
Right.
But we'll be going down there. You know, a handful of veterans-related performances before we just have Memorial Day. Concert Choir has their summer clinic in August, and the last day of the clinic we have a veterans-related concert. Veterans Day, we will do that. So just a lot of stuff. And then, like we said earlier, if we get a call, and you know we need to be somewhere, especially if it's veterans-related, you know, it's the kids know. I got to call off work. We got to figure it out. I got to be there.
Well, you know, it's really funny because I've been to your concerts and stuff like this and so on. The veterans' music, the Memorial Day that was here, it's here at Fitch High School.
Yeah.
And we haven't had the Memorial Day in the township and everything else, the phenomenal songs that are to our country and the veterans. But keep in mind, they have a lot of other songs they sing. I mean, a lot very entertaining songs that you sing.
Yes.
It's not a task at all. They get there and they sing the same songs over and over again.
Right, right.
But it is such an accomplishment. But the thing is that it's by are they the members of the concert choir are the ones who do the traveling?
Yeah, concert choir, all the ensembles travel locally. So we'll go to, typically, nursing homes, assisted living homes around the holidays and perform. All the ensembles will do that. Concert choir is the group that will go out of state to the hospitals and sing.
Okay, now this man is taking on a task of 50 years. And I can't wait to see what happens. Unfortunately, I'm not invited, and I won't be. That's okay. We'll have
in the audience.
We'll have the TVs.
Yes.
Oh no, the audience will be there. That's right. Well, we can't come to the party, but we can go to the concert.
Right.
So you're going to set up a 50-year anniversary of this Veterans Services type of thing for next year.
Right.
I love that when you put in the notes, you're inviting everyone.
Yes.
And the camaraderie of the vocal music department is so great that I think you're going to get a few people here.
Right now, this has been announced for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We have 86 alumni already signed up to sing from 1973 to 2021.
Oh my goodness!
So we're really excited about it. It's going to be, I believe, on February the 6th, 2022.
Oh, you got the date?
Yeah,
okay.
we have a date.
February 26th. Put it in your book. 26. Put it in your book.
06.
Oh, 06.
6.
Okay, February 6th.
There we
got
go.
it now? Okay, Carano now knows. February 6th.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, we're inviting Miss Casher, Mr. Antel, Mrs. Williams, Mr. Carson, and myself, and each director is going to conduct the current ensemble plus any members from the years that they were here. So Miss Casher will conduct from 1972 to 1986, I think. So the current ensemble and everyone from 72 to 86. And then Mr. Antel from 86 to whenever he retired. And then at the end we'll do a mass tutti chorus number with the current ensemble and all the alumni and everything.
Are we planning on doing it here?
That's the plan right now. Have right in the auditorium.
Well, let me deal with the auditorium. When I first came here, I took care of the plays.
Yeah.
And that auditorium is not for theater.
No.
It is. It's a band. It's really a band thing.
It's
just
100%.
spread out, no depth, no ceiling, but it was
right.
Depth. But the thing is, the acoustics have gotten better.
Yes.
But you still have to use microphones there.
Yeah.
It really do.
Falcon Media does a great job making us be heard and sound good, and they know right where to put microphones, and there's tape on the stage, and the kids know, don't move that needs to be, and they do it. They do a great job.
That's the thing that people that go in audiences really never understand.
Yeah.
How much work you have to do. The fact is that when you want the bass to be heard or somebody else, how important it is to have everything in the right direction.
Yeah, especially for, it's one concert, but 5 different ensembles on stage, for each director. So it's going to be it's going to be arduous, but it's going to be a really cool concert. To be tasked with it, I'm honored to be tasked with it. I'm terrified to be tasked with it.
This is not an easy task, baby.
It's going to be fun. I think when I got to Fitch, I said to my wife, she was my fiance at the time, I said, I'm going to be there for the 50th, and she said, well, cross that bridge. Here we are. We're crossing it.
Isn't it strange how fast time goes?
Yes.
And all of a sudden, you said maybe in a few years, and here you are.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to, I really believe that with the publicity and so on that's going to go on with this, that you're going to get a packed house. Now, this is a one-day shot.
One-day show. It's going to be in the afternoon. It's a Sunday afternoon. And we're starting to, get the groups together. All the directors are meeting next month. We're going to pick out music, so they can. We're meeting in the choir room, so they can go in the library, because there's music there from when, all 4 previous directors before me were there, so they can pick stuff that is a song specific that they like. I know Mrs. Williams mentioned she wants to do a piece that she did on her last concert when she was here in 2012.
Nice people.
They're great. They're great.
And you fit in. I'll say that for you.
Oh, thank you.
See, I'm allowed to do that stuff. But I'm looking forward to myself. But it really is exciting, and the word is getting around.
Yeah.
Really, it's something. I'd like to see. We'll find out who the furthest person coming in just for the show.
I won't. I know two facts right now, and I won't say their names.
All right, don't do that. Yes.
We have somebody coming from Las Vegas, an alumnus from Las Vegas, and we have 2 individuals from the first and second original concert choir ensemble, from someone from 72 and someone from 73, which I'm really excited that we can have both ends represented on stage.
That's phenomenal. Okay, now before we leave, how does it feel to be a father?
I love it. It's the best. Coming home after a a rehearsal or something that doesn't quite, go as planned, you ride home in silence. Music teachers don't listen to music in their car. We just silence to reflect on everything. And you walk in the door and he comes around the corner and goes, Dad. It's like, okay, you know what?
Now,
this is totally worth it.
We talked about this. You came in second, right? Was it Mom first or was it Dad first?
I came in second. Mama was first. Well, deservingly so. Mama was first. And then it was like, I got a letter. But now we have Mama and Dad. So we're excited about it.
I told you this before. It is wonderful, and it's a thrill. It's taxing, and you have to change. It changes your life, but the life is good. But wait till you have grandkids. That's more than anything else. I always say that. Hey, Grandpa, I love you. What do you want? A house, a car? Right.
Tell me what you need.
What you need. But it does. It creates a taxing situation, especially, teachers. The average teacher who teaches, and God bless them, it's a great profession.
Yeah.
But they would come in and they go home.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with a curriculum that deals with after the time, different places that you have to go and so on, it becomes a difficult task, especially with children.
It's hard. It's because everything we do assessment-wise rarely happens in the 7 to 3.
Yep.
It's always afterwards. It's always afterwards. So my wife is a saint. She's a huge supporter and does it.
What is your wife's name?
Megan. Megan Ferguson. It's her maiden name. She was in concert choir, so she really gets it. She calls herself the super senior because she never left, but she's so supportive with everything. She knows I love it. I know she loves it, but she helps out so much, and having that support makes it significantly more doable.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, you all heard this now. All of you out there, I don't care how old you are or how young you are, on February the 6th, you're going to want to be part of the deal. How did they get in touch with you?
You could email me here at the school, WKLEIN at Austintown Schools. My office extension is 1025. We're going to have a lot of signs and publicity. We're going to try and get.
We'll put this on the media too every day, so people can find it. That's good.
Yeah. Once we get a lot more details ironed out in a program and everything, we're going to really put this out a lot.
We'll get 5 of your people. We'll get it on the internet, and everyone will start telling stories.
It just goes.
I notice when you put anything on, all of a sudden it becomes a big list. Yeah,
that's how we got these alumnus. We have an Austintown Fitch choir page out there, and I just put it out there, and then we have 86 people. I don't even know.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to your next season coming up in September.
Yes, sir.
Back to work.
Back at it. Let's go.
And then the whole process of doing the 50th anniversary, that is just absolutely, looking forward to it, absolutely.
It's going to be fun.
So those of you out there, if you need any questions, you could call the school. They'll contact anyone that has to be contacted. But, Bill, thank you. I thank you for the people in Austintown, because you carry on a tradition that is outstanding, but you have enlarged it. And that's even more important.
Thank you, sir.
So it's my pleasure.
Thank you.
I can't wait to have you back again when we'll show the concert first, and then we'll sit and
debrief
talk.
afterwards.
That's right.
Sounds great. Awesome.
Okay, Austintown, I hope you enjoyed this version of Who's News, and stay tuned for the next. But get yourself ready for a fantastic year with the concert choir here at Austintown Fitch and their leader, Bill Klein. Thank you for watching.
In association with Austintown Local Schools and Austintown Township.